Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful central Illinois. And today our question comes to us from Vivian Dewey. And Vivian writes to say that she does not like to use the term "with harm toward none" at the end of a spell because she feels that it can negate the spell. And she goes on to say that one cannot really live without causing harm, occasionally stepping on a bug, or the food that we eat, and a variety of other examples that she gives. And my answer to this is that if this is how you understand the word harm, you have completely misunderstood what is meant. And I certainly don't fault you for that, because there are people out there who foster that kind of misunderstanding. But what I would say to you is that when we speak of harm, we really must use the word in the way that it is used in normal conversation. And to a large extent, when we say harm none, we're really talking about the kind of thing that your mother hopefully taught you before she sent you to school. It's not referring to things like the rule of law, or cutting down the crops to make bread, or accidentally breathing in microorganisms, or silly things like that. It was never meant that way, and the term harm is not normally used that way. If we use the term harm as is normally used, one absolutely can live by the Wiccan Rede, by the idea of harm none. In the Correllian tradition, we always emphasize the importance of taking the word in its normal meaning, and we also sometimes refer to the phrase unprovoked or egregious damage to describe what we mean by harm. It is not things like, again, accidentally breathing in microbes, or accidentally hurting somebody's feelings, or any of many other things that people sometimes allege that it is. And you really have to use it with common sense. You have to understand it in an adult thinking way, and not allow it to be magnified to the point you can't live by it, or it really wouldn't make any sense. So, while I take your point that in the understanding you have of it, you cannot live without causing harm, I would have to say that you do not have the same understanding that I have. And I hope that you would consider that. Now, whether or not you want to use the term "with harm toward none" in your magical work, that really is up to you. And when we do magic, when we do anything in life, the consequences are ours to deal with, and we must use our best judgment. And it isn't really, in my opinion, important whether you use the phrase or not, it's your intent. If you intend to do harm, you probably ought not to do it. If you don't intend to do harm, you don't necessarily really need to say it. It is a matter of where your focus lies. So, I hope that gives you something to think about and perhaps answers your question, and until next time, may you blessed be. The Common Book of Wicca and Witchcraft is envisioned as a copyright-free collection of spells, chants, rituals, and commentary dealing with Wicca and witchcraft in general, which people can draw upon whenever they like without having to worry about copyright, attribution, and the politics that sometimes accompany these things in our community. I think it's a wonderful idea. I certainly plan to contribute to it, and I hope that you'll join me in supporting it. You can learn more about the Common Book of Wicca and Witchcraft, as well as supporting the Indiegogo campaign for it, at the following address: witchlibrary.com. I hope you'll go and have a look at it, and I hope you'll join me in supporting it. And until next time, may you blessed be.